Hello everyone. Today we're going to be talking about how to write parallel and perpendicular equations. Uh, Remember, this is coming towards the end of the year. Looks like we have around 8 more videos to go. This should be one of the shorter videos. Again, trying to keep videos underneath 10 minutes just to save you time and me time as well. So let's go ahead and get started. You know what to do with the notes after you've completed them. Be looking for the exit slip and homework, and let's go ahead. So as I said, we're going to be talking about how to write parallel and perpendicular equations. So the goal of this would be to, if we're given a linear equation and a certain point, we want to create another equation that passes through this exact point and is either parallel or perpendicular to the given line. So we have to keep in mind of the definitions that we have for parallel and perpendicular lines. So for parallel lines, we have that they have the same slopes. And for perpendicular lines, they have the negative reciprocal slopes. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do a couple of examples for parallel, a couple of examples for perpendicular, and then the rest of these problems are going to be yours to complete on your own. So we're going to be doing 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then that should give you enough examples to go through with the continuing problems. So, number 1. We have that number 1 says to write the equation of the line that passes through the point -2, 7 and is parallel to the line y equals -4 plus 1. So, we have some information that's given. What can you tell me about parallel lines? Well, you should be saying that parallel lines have the same slope. So if I wanted to create a parallel line to the line that is y equals -4x plus 1, what should the slope be of the line that I'm creating? Well, since I want parallel, I'm going to say that the slope should be the same. So m would be equal to -4. And now we have a slope, -4, and we have a point. And we know how to derive the point slope formula, or to derive the slope intercept form using the point slope form. So let's use the point slope form equation and discover what the y-intercept would be for this. So if you remember, point slope form is y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. And let's fill in the blanks. So we have y minus 7 is equal to m, which is -4, multiplied by the quantity of x minus x1 is -2, so that's going to be plus 2. And now we're going to solve this until we have y equals mx plus b. So let's move forward with this. We're going to be distributing the -4. So we have -4x minus 8. We're left with y minus 7 over there. In order to get y isolated, we need to add 7 to both sides. And that leaves us with y is equal to -4x. -8 plus 7 is going to be -1. So the equation for our parallel line to y equals -4 plus 1 is y equals -4 minus, or -4x. Let's make that a little prettier. -4x minus 1. And this is the equation of the line that is parallel to the line y equals -4x plus 1. Let's look at number 2. we're asked to write the equation of the line that passes through the point 3, negative 1, and is parallel to the line x minus 3y equal to 9. So let's go ahead and do basically the same thing. First thing we have to do is change that standard equation into slope-intercept form, and the way we can do that is to solve for y. So if we solve for y, we will have to subtract x from both sides. That leaves us with negative 3y is equal to, I'm going to rewrite this as negative x plus 9. Then we have to divide everything by negative 3. And we're left with y is equal to, we're dividing each thing by negative 3, so negative x divided by negative 3, well, that's 1/3 x. Then we have 9 divided by negative 3, that is negative 3. So this is the equation to the line that we're trying to find the parallel line to. So what is the slope? The slope in this case would be 1/3. We're finding a parallel line, so we know that the slope is going to be the same. Now we have the slope and we have a point, so let's use point-slope form. We have y minus negative 1 or plus 1 is equal to the slope, 1/3, multiplied by x minus 3. Distribute the 1/3. We have 1/3 x. 1/3 multiplied by negative 3 is going to be negative 1. Okay, we have y plus 1 still. Now, we're going to subtract 1 from both sides, or from all sides. This cancels. We're left with y is equal to 1/3 x, and then negative 1 minus 1 is negative 2. So, we have that the equation of the line that is parallel to the line given is this guy right here. So we have y equals 1/3 x minus 2. Let's move on to some examples about perpendicular lines. So number 3, we're asked to write the equation of the line that passes through the point 4, 3 and is perpendicular to the line y equals 2x minus 4. If you remember the definition of perpendicular, we have that they have negative reciprocal slopes. So if we're given the slope 2 for our given line, what would be the slope of our perpendicular line? So we're going to take 2, and we're going to write the negative reciprocal. So we're going to flip it and make a negative. So we have negative 1/2, and that's negative 1/2. And that right there is going to be our slope for the perpendicular line. Again, we have the slope and we have a point. So we're going to use point-slope form again. For this one, it's going to be y minus 3 is equal to, our slope is negative 1/2, times x minus x1, which is 4. Distribute the negative 1/2. Negative 1/2 multiplied by negative 4, it's going to be a positive 2. We're left with y minus 3 on the other side. So in order to get rid of the minus 3, we're going to add 3 to all sides. And that gives us y is equal to negative 1/2 x. 2 plus 3 is 5. So the equation of the perpendicular line to the given line would be y is equal to negative 1/2 x plus 5. Now, finally, we are going to number 4, and we are asked to write the equation of the line that passes through the points negative 5, 1, and is perpendicular to the line 5x plus 3y is equal to negative 21. So, what we're going to do is we're going to rewrite the standard form into slope-intercept form. So let's go ahead and do that. First off, we're going to subtract 5x from both sides. That leaves us with 3y is equal to, I'm going to change this to negative 5x minus 21, mostly because I want it to be in the same order that we're used to. And then next, we're going to divide everything by 3. So that leaves us with y is equal to negative 5 over 3x, and then negative 21 divided by 3, that's going to be negative 7. So now we have to find the slope of the perpendicular line. Remember that a perpendicular line has a negative reciprocal slope. So the slope that's given to us is negative 5/3. So the slope for the perpendicular line should be m equals, we're going to flip it and negate it. So once we flip it, we get 3 over 5. And if we negate a negative, we have a positive. So that means that the slope for our perpendicular line is positive 3 over 5. Now, we're given the slope and we're given the point. We're going to use point-slope form to determine what the equation would be for our perpendicular line. So let's go ahead and use point-slope form. So in this one, we have y minus 1 is equal to the slope, 3 over 5, multiplied by x minus negative 5, or that changes to plus 5. We're going to be distributing the 3/5. So that's 3 over 5x. And then 3 over 5 multiplied by 5 would just be 3. We're left with y minus 1. In order to change this into the y equals mx plus b form, we're going to add 1 to all sides, leaving us with y is equal to 3 over 5x plus 4. And that is going to be the equation for the perpendicular line to the given line. So the rest of these problems are going to be yours to try out with. There's going to be 4 problems in which you have to write the parallel line, and there's going to be 4 additional problems where you have to write the perpendicular line. Some will be already in slope-intercept form. Others are going to be in standard form. But I think you should be able to do this. If you need any help while you're working with these, please let me know. I'd be happy to help. Other than that, if you don't have any questions, I will see you next time. Enjoy the rest of your day.